Welcome to an exclusive episode right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Today we are speaking about a very interesting field and I really need to know more about it. Of course, with me I have Saroja Gunatilleke. How are you, and thank you for joining us on Hi today.
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you.
So Saroja, to start things off, because as I walked in, the first thing I told her was, listen, I really can't even read the profession that you're in because it's so rare and only a very few people have got into it. I can understand why, because searching for this will be very hard. Tell me about what you do.
So I'm an actuary, right? So that a lot of people don't know, right?
Yes.
When I say I'm an actuary, a lot of people ask me what that is, and
What?
Actually one person when I told that to, I said, "Oh, you're an actress," and gave me a real funny look, like, you know, oh my gosh, if you're an actress, what is the world coming to kind of look, right? So yes, now it's a bit better, but still I get that kind of response a lot in Sri
People
Lanka.
yeah,
right?
because I don't think everyone goes out there and sort of qualifies himself as an actuary.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
So what does an actuary do? Does that make sense? Yeah.
yes, we try to make financial sense of future risks and uncertainties. So we do a lot of analysis, projections, trying to estimate what might happen in the future. So that is traditionally relevant for the insurance sector. We started off, not we, like earlier actuaries would have been involved in mainly the life insurance sector, but the involvement has broadened a lot because we cover also risk management and investment
Right.
in our studies as well. So in other countries, mainly in Western countries, there's a huge demand for actuaries. It's very well respected and
Well paid.
highly paid. Like, you know, in the US at
Right.
one point, it was the most paid
Right.
profession, right? So in other countries, it's like yeah. So there's a lot of demand for that, and the people not just work in insurance, but they work in banks and in you know, any company really. In aviation, somebody was saying, because we can do risk management
we need it,
for
actually.
those companies as well. So the thing with Sri Lanka is like okay, maybe only a few are there, right? So because of that, because by regulation insurance companies need to have actuaries, everybody is in the insurance field.
You're right.
Yes, so also the other side of it is, now because we are in insurance, the people that have heard about actuaries, immediately when I say actuaries, are insurance, no? So
Right.
we are
It's
like
got so affiliated with
Yes.
the insurance companies.
Yes.
Now, I have to just sort of go back in time. You know, we Sri Lankans always have like top 3 professions: become a doctor, an engineer, okay, now into IT. But like, how did you even know about this field? And what are the studies like? Where do you study?
I actually, like, when I was in school, I hadn't heard about this at all.
Yes, I haven't
Right.
still heard about it.
So the thing is, I loved maths.
We can't be friends.
Either you love it or you hate it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, I loved maths when I was in school. I did A-level maths. I didn't know where that would lead. I just knew that I'd do a maths degree. That was all, because I just loved it, and you know, I wanted to do maths. So the circumstances was at that time, you know, although I could have gone to I could have attended a local university, I went overseas. I went to the UK. So I did my maths degree there. So when I was doing my degree, one of my friends was like, okay, there is this career path called actuarial science, because we like maths and we're good at maths, that this is something that, you know, you could be you're also interested in. So that's when I heard about it and I started reading about it. She gave me the books also, like, okay, these are
To
the,
sort of understand this.
yes.
And how long is the process to study this?
So when we were doing the UK exams, at that time there were 15 exams to become a fellow, a fully qualified actually. Slightly different now, but yes.
And it's amazing that you came back with all this knowledge to Sri Lanka and not sort of be in a country that will actually appreciate what you have educated yourself in.
Yes.
Is in this field, if somebody who is watching, who needs a person of your qualification apart from the companies, insurance, even aviation? You told me. Could an individual also get you to predict their finances, see what type of insurance should they take, what type of investment should they make? Are those possible? An individual also?
So to some extent, yes, of course. I mean, there would be other people also suited for that, like, you know, if you want advice on insurance or something, there would be like insurance advisors, brokers and all that who could advise you on what kind of insurance to get. So we are mainly, I mean, okay, we could do that, but we are mainly involved with companies. And we could be involved with any company really, not just insurance, because well, any company, any sector, irrespective of the size of the company, they should be looking at what kind of risks they face, right? Before something happens, they should think, okay, these are the kind of risks that could, these are the things that could go wrong. So what might we do to sort of mitigate that and sort of
and prevent.
Yes, prevent, or you know, lessen the damage of something. So that is relevant for any company, not just even the financial sector, the manufacturing sector. Any sort of company should think about the risks they face. Even a very small company, of course, not to the same extent that multinationals would do that, but yes.
Of course. All right. It's time for a break. We'll see you on the other side. Do stick around. This Hi exclusive. In conversation with Saroja on Hi exclusive, I wanted to ask you, you have gone into a private practice and it's not easy because there are only 5 of you in this country and you know, we don't have many people. So how is the practice going?
It's going well, actually. It's I mean, because there's a lot of demand, obviously, right? There's only a few of us, and all insurance companies need us. And so it's going really well. Also because I realized that, you know, given the current situation, given how people shifted to working online and remotely, now I don't have to just do work in Sri Lanka. I can do overseas projects and training as well. That actually opened up a lot of opportunities for me. That happened because I had set up and I was going to do face-to-face training sessions. When I was initially starting off, I had done a few, but initial stages, I set up a place and I was going to do a classroom training sessions for, you know, professionals, other professions I do for like finance and.
But for them to have an understanding of this subject is important.
Yes, yes, because especially if they're working in an insurance company or a company that's related to insurance, like obviously insurance companies, but audit firms, software developers, then stockbroking companies, and even like I do risk management training programs. So for any company really, to understand what we do, not necessarily to become actuaries, but it helps their work. It helps them do their work. So when I started off, that failed because, you know, COVID came and they banned all the social interactions and all of that. So then I started doing online. I actually hesitated going online because that was all new to us at that time, right? But then because we couldn't, I had already taken registrations for the first batch, and I was sort of
they also,
yes, they also said, okay, why don't you do online? So I started sort of online sessions, and then Basically, then I thought, why would I just limit it to Sri Lanka? So I started contacting people I know overseas, and then it really took off. I've now had participants joining from 91 organizations in 20 countries.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's.
So how long is this kind of a course or this kind of class that you do?
So there are various programs, right? So I do sessions for like various levels, like CEO, directors, or then operational level, who's doing the accounts, or the building the systems, IT systems, or something like that. So various levels also for junior levels. So I have, if it's CEO, director level, they want everything fast,
Yeah.
right? In an hour or in a few hours. So those sort of programs are there, sort of summarized programs.
So you've curated all these programs to go with the different type of people who you will be addressing.
Yes, so I started with like a program which had maybe like how many hours, maybe 30 hours or something like that, but then people ask for, okay, can you cover this section, then I add on, and then some people say, okay, I want to learn this in this many hours. I do sometimes private sessions also.
Right.
Like some people say, okay, I have an interview, I'm new to insurance, can you give me a crash course, like
Yeah.
that. That is also possible. But so I have catered to different groups. I also have sessions for students, like
okay.
people. Okay, they don't know what
Yeah.
actuarial science is, but they are good at maths and they don't
Right.
know what they want to do next. So rather than spending 5 to 7 years going down that road and finding out that they don't like it or they're not good at it.
So you sort of introduce them to it in a
Yes. So
good.
that they can see whether it's whether it's
There.
they like it and it's the career path for them.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, Saroja, yeah, your academic qualification and all, how were you in school? Like, you like tennis. Apart from that,
I was actually not a good student.
says you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, given my school, I think everybody was like like most people were studious
Visaka.
and most people were studious and they were like really bright. I wasn't that interested in like memorizing, and I didn't spend a lot of time in my studies. I loved maths, but then other than that, I didn't sort of study a lot. Like, okay, I got the all distinctions for O levels, and A level results were good enough to go to a local, university. But I can't say I was like a good student, and I was like very studious. I was more interested in playing tennis and
Never wanted to take
things.
tennis forward in life?
at one point, my coach was saying, why don't you go on a tennis scholarship and
Yeah.
go down that
Could have
path?
been Serena Williams.
No, not that good, right?
You never know.
But yeah, I don't know. The path changed at one point, and this is where I ended up.
But is this field interesting?
I really love it because I
Because
love
I
maths.
just want to speak for the youngsters who may look at different new avenues.
Yes, so the thing is, now people haven't heard about it now. Now I go and do awareness sessions
Right.
at universities and schools, but even like when I go to the main universities and I'm talking to maths and statistics degree students, they haven't heard about it. So I mean, even at that level, at that stage, when they've gone down the maths and statistics route, they still haven't heard about that. So what I want to do is I want to create this awareness at the A level stage, so that someone who's really good at maths, they know that, okay, other than being an engineer or a software engineer, they also have
Or
this
a
option.
pilot.
Sorry, yes.
Yes.
they have this option as well. So that for math stream, that this is a option that they can
Look into.
also
And
look
a
into.
well-paying job as well.
Yeah, not so much in Sri Lanka yet. Unfortunately, we are not like, but it's still good, but not as good as
considering the Sri Lankan economy. I think we need people like you all, because I think it's the most fragile economy to be a part of. So I think a lot of things do affect our economy. So I think having an advisor like this is always good.
Yes.
We need to get into a break. When we do come back on the other side, we're going to speak about an award that you recently won and so much more on Saroja after this on Hi Exclusive. A very special edition of Hi Exclusive. We are speaking to Saroja, and I just wanted to know, you recently won an award.
Yes.
What is it about?
It was an award given by the Global CEO Forum. Let me get this right. 45 under 45 leadership.
Now we know that you're under 45.
Platinum. Yes. 45 under 45 leadership excellence platinum award. Long name. Yes.
Yeah. But it's amazing. This journey that you started, did you think that it will be successful? When your friend gave you these books and told you, just look at this and see?
Actually, at that point, I was just glad that there was something for me to do after my maths degree. I was not sure what I'll do.
Yeah.
Those days, like, okay, maths degree. Do you mean just I could only become a lecturer, or like, where could this lead? I wasn't quite sure. So I was at that stage. But then when I started off my career itself, I was thinking, okay, someday I want to get into consulting, have my own thing, be my own boss, have that flexibility. Because rather than working 9 to 5 for someone else, like, I get to choose my own projects and I can work from home, work flexi time and all of that. So that is something that I always planned for, but I never thought it would be this, this successful. And
also the fact that you can now do knowledge sharing and cultivate new people to get into this, it gives you a bigger satisfaction in what you chose.
Yes.
What is next for you for this year? What have you planned?
So I was planning to, expand the services overseas. I want to stay in Sri Lanka.
Good. I don't like people who leave this country.
So yeah, I even returned back straight after my studies for personal reasons, because my family is here. So I want to stay here, but I want to get that overseas exposure as well. So I want to do more projects overseas, do more training overseas, maybe like combine traveling with work. I love traveling, so it's something that I could do in the future. I've anyway started doing overseas projects and training, but I want to expand that further, which I'm looking into right now as well. And I want to also do more risk management, convince companies that they need to do this rather than waiting for something to crash and burn and then try to recover from that, right? So I'm trying to convince that. It's a little difficult, because when I talk to companies outside the insurance sector, if they've heard of actuaries, they're like, insurance, right? So it's not relevant for us. So to convince them, no, this is actually relevant for you, you should also be doing that. That's a little tough, but I want to do that. I want to expand.
I think as knowledge gets transferred and people come to know more about this, then they'll understand having a consultation with someone in this field will only strengthen their organization.
Yes. Yeah, because in a way we'll look at it in a different way, right? We'll bring in a different skill set and we'll be able to add value to what they are doing. So that is required. And also I want to do more awareness sessions, creating more awareness about the profession in Sri Lanka. So I've done about 10 career talks so far, but I want to do it more at like a school level, so that the best math students will, rather than going to engineering, go for engineering, because when we were doing our maths, when we were in school, if you are good at maths, you try for engineering. If you're
Correct.
not, if you don't get in only, you think about
Other options.
other options. So this should also be one of those, hopefully, option they would.
And also when
consider.
you show the demand that the world has for it, and we'll catch up soon. So I think that will sort of entice the youngsters to sort of get into it. Wanted to ask you, if somebody wants to speak to you, get your consultation for the organization, big or small, medium level is not the problem. I think everyone has a risk factor to sort of take a look at. How can one reach you?
So I have a website. I created it when I was going to the global market.
Yeah.
Sri Lankan, like in the insurance sector, Sri Lankans of course know me when I say
Right.
my name. But I created this website, so that is there, sgactuarial.com, which has all my contact details and how to contact us. So that would be, I mean, the best option. So you can call me or email me or anything. It's all the details are available there. Yes.
Brilliant. Absolutely interesting. For me, when I went through the profile, I was like, this is so interesting and it's so confusing for me. But if you are in a dilemma like I am, you can come to know more details about how you can speak to her and understand what your company needs at this time, get the right kind of advice, so that especially when you are looking at going bigger, getting more employees to come in, you need to know that your company can withstand all those salaries, all those growth plans that you have set aside. So best to get the advice so that, we could all have a local economy that is strong enough to, have more people being proud to work in local organizations. Anyway, thank you so very much, Saroja, for coming on the show. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. Thank you for having me. Dhanvi.
No worries. Until we see you again with another exclusive episode of Hi Exclusive, we say goodbye. We will see you soon. Keep smiling.